Picture this. It's Monday morning. You're getting ready for work. Your clothes are all laid out. You had them ready to go the night before. Suits pressed, dress has been cleaned, everything's ready to go. Your shoes are polished. And as you're getting dressed, you think, man, I look good today. It's going to be a great day. I'm ready to go to work. I'm ready to knock it out of the park. And I'm ready to show everyone that I'm the professional that I know I am. You can't wait to get there. And you're so excited. And then you walk through the door at work. What do you find out? You've got to go down to the manufacturing floor. There's an issue that popped up overnight that you weren't aware of until you got into the office. You weren't prepared for this. You're dressed to give a presentation or to do a sales pitch. And all of a sudden, you've got to go down to the manufacturing environment where there's dirt, there's grime, and there's grease. And you can't avoid it. There's nothing that you can do about this. You have to do it. It's part of your job. And it's just going to happen. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. And then you realize in 2 hours, you've got a sales presentation that you're supposed to be giving to the regional manager. You're not ready for this. Your presentation was ready to go. You were dressed for success. And now you're filthy. You've got stains on your pants that you can't get out. And you don't have time to go change. You don't have time to go home. There's nothing that you can do. You've got to walk into this presentation looking like you just rolled out from under a car or off the factory floor. There's just nothing that you can do about it. Let's face it, we're humans. We like to get dirty. There's a time and place for us to go crawl around in the mud or to push ourselves. And that's great. Everyone should have a hobby. Everyone should have clothing for that aspect of what they're doing and be ready to hit those problems or hit those challenges head on. I'd like to introduce you to William Cugino, Joe Avila, Jennifer Martin, and myself, Curtis Mullen. We're Boardline Pants, and together we've designed a line of clothing that's helping the world keep its pants on.
We'd like you to meet Kevin. Kevin is an actual customer we talked to while we were developing our product. So let me tell you a little bit about his background. First, he's a busy supply chain executive. He works for a Fortune 500 company working in reverse logistics, and he's responsible for not only the warehouse operations for his organization, but also client solution and client satisfaction. Kevin has an hour commute to work each day, so he spends a lot of time on the road. So time is something that's very important to him. He's also a busy father of three. So between balancing work life and balancing his personal life, Kevin's got a lot on his plate. Now that you've met Kevin, let me tell you a little bit about a typical day for him. Kevin typically starts his day in the warehouse where he makes his rounds, talking to his employees, checking on the state of the business, checking to make sure the operation is running at its best. Sometimes this can mean that he climbs ladders, he could be down on the ground, he could really be in the weeds, building morale with his employees and making sure that his operation is running at top-notch level. That's really only part of Kevin's day. During his day, he could also end up in the boardroom where he's making sales pitches or giving client updates, making multi-million-dollar deals. And when he goes into that boardroom, he has to look his best. Sometimes that's not always easy when you just come off a ladder or you've been working on the floor in the warehouse. Today, Kevin doesn't have a lot of great solutions. So he can either bring a change of clothes, and so he has to make sure that he has time to change clothes before that next board meeting, or he has to drive all the way home. Again, that's an hour commute. That's not really a good option for him either. This is why our product from Boardline Pants is so important to Kevin. It gives him another option that doesn't exist today. We spent a lot of time talking to Kevin about what really mattered and what would be important to him in our product. This is what he told us. First, he needs pants that are comfortable. So he needs to be able to work in the warehouse, climbing ladders, getting on the floor. He also needs to be able to sit in the boardroom. So he needs a fabric that can move with him and flex with him throughout the day. He also needed a pair of pants that had temperature control. The warehouse climate can be very different than that of the boardroom. The warehouse can be warm, muggy, humid, where you go into a nice air-conditioned boardroom. And he needed something that worked in both environments. The third thing that was really important to Kevin was he needed something that was really easy to take care of. He doesn't have time for dry cleaning, doesn't have time for ironing his clothes. Between work, a busy schedule, an hour commute, PTA meetings with school, soccer practice, he just doesn't have time to care for his clothing. So that's why an easy care fabric is really important. The last thing that was really important to Kevin was he needed something that looked professional but casual. He didn't want to look like an overly stuffy executive because he needs to be able to build morale and experience with his people working in the warehouse. But he also needs to be able to look his best at standing up in front of clients making multi-million-dollar deals. That's why boardline pants is something that's different than anything else that's in the marketplace today, and why our product is the right thing for Kevin.
Hi, I'm Joe Avila, and I'm here to talk about the solution to some of the problems that Will and Curtis mentioned. We believe the solution is boardline pants, a new innovative pair of slacks for today's working professional. These slacks are stain resistant, so stains you typically would have had to take to the dry cleaners or provide special care for now come out with a wet, damp cloth. We've also taken advantage of fabric technologies common to the athletic industry to wick moisture away from the body and keep you comfortable all day long, even on those very active days when you're bouncing between the office and the boardroom or the warehouse. They are wrinkle resistant. We certainly do not want this look for the boardroom, and I do not want to be ironing my pair of slacks every single day to look good, so we've eliminated that hassle for all of us. They're easy clean, easy care. You simply throw them into the washer, one pass through the dryer. In short, you've got functional, fashionable pants. When it comes to our sourcing and logistics plan, our manufacturing hub will be in Asia. China and Southeast Asia provide ample suppliers at reasonable rates, and the current industry has built a significant shipping and distribution system from that region that we can leverage. We also maintain that we will only use facilities that we have vetted for a quality work environment and fair wage practices. We have one central distribution center located in Salt Lake City. We use Salt Lake City because of the abundance of recent college grads, tax laws that are friendly to business, and it's a central location to reach many geographies with short shipping windows. Initially, we're going to focus on the largest industrial business centers in the US, Seattle, Chicago, Los Angeles, New York, and Houston, to name a few, but our online presence basically puts us in reach of every working professional in the North American continent. Our inventory and logistics systems will use the latest software, and we're preferring the NetSuite One software for both inventory and our customer relationship management system. So just how big is the market opportunity? Well, the worldwide apparel market is estimated to be worth over $1 trillion by next year, according to Statista. The total available market in the US fashion industry is worth about $270 billion, and the serviceable available market for the workwear fashions, the arena that we are playing in, is estimated to be about $30 billion. The serviceable obtainable market for us initially, by our assessment, is about $150 million. So we are going to initially go after this market, and we predict that we can obtain $5 million of that market in our first year of business. We also predict that we could grow that to about $15 million within 3 to 5 years by pursuing other marketing campaigns that focus on women's workwear or focus segments of our customer cohort, such as the hospitality industry.
Throughout the first 5 years, our demographic will primarily consist of focusing on the US market. We want to focus on professional individuals who are heavy travelers or work where they transition from the boardroom out to a unheated or unair conditioned facility or into a place that they're required to do some heavy lifting. Our age demographic that we would like to target is 18 to 65 and the middle class worker who needs to look nice in their current job, but also is on a budget and cannot afford to be buying new pairs of pants every week or every other week. We are looking for someone who is value conscious, but cares about style and cares about features and functions. Our plan of how to target these customers is through social media marketing. We also want to incorporate power users, for example, heavy social media users that are high up in an industry and have an important job where individuals would follow them if they are talking about our product. Third-party ads and partnerships, so definitely during peak times that we can evaluate when people are purchasing for their jobs. I want to evaluate the 5-year growth plan for the company and the financials that we have chosen to achieve during this time. Our initiative is to refresh, build, and buy. To speak more on that, we want to refresh the entire clothing industry and how customers are shopping. We want to focus on building foundations of marketing, business, and our facilities for shipping and handling. And then we want to continue to look for buying opportunities. So That could be brick and mortar locations, that could be additional distribution centers. We plan on always contributing 20% of our revenue into marketing and our brand awareness. So as social media and e-commerce becomes more and more prevalent, that is more and more important that we are continuing to invest in that area. And then last but not least, we want to maintain a 17.9% EBITDA margin. Below you can see our sales projections through the next 5 years. With that, we want to continue to reinvest heavily, which many successful companies such as Amazon and other companies have done throughout the time when they've become successful in their early years. But we also want to make sure that we are keeping cash and looking for opportunities in the future, or if there is an economic downturn. To expand more on our financials, I want to talk about purchasing and how our customers do purchase. First, our average price point for a pair of pants is going to be $60. This offers a value to a customer with features and functions behind our product, but also allows us to continue to expand our business and invest back into marketing and our warehouse and facilities. Customers often purchase pants about every 6 months. This gives us the opportunity to begin cohort data and look at repeat customers and how to keep them for lifelong customers. We'll evaluate each group of customers in a cohort segment and work on targeted emails and marketing to build retention with a customer and try and build lifelong customers within the clothing industry.
We are Borderline Pants. We've designed a line of pants that is going to transition with you throughout your day and throughout your life, whether that's at work, with your family, in a meeting, at school, on the golf course, or even taking that beautiful hike up that coastline that you just don't get to do as often as you would like to do. Borderline Pants has designed a line of clothing that is going to help you transition through life's moments and not hinder what you're trying to do or embarrass you in the way that they hold up or look as you transition from one meeting or one event to another throughout your life. From Borderline Pants, we're helping the world keep its pants on, and I want to say a sincere thank you. Do I have any questions that I could address